take a look at all my guns that I've recently got and got in the past from Killbucket at Air-Sharp.com. First off is the T3 30 caliber, which he designed based on the gun from Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator 3. In this picture with the insert, you can see Arnold on the right hand bottom side there, the little doll that he had and what he based the design on. Now this is the gun that he took pictures of. Has a 5,000 round drum mag, and it's basically an M14 with a 509 length barrel. He created everything out of a very heavy ABS plastic, and it is very robust. I use this quite a bit at various games I go to. There's an insert of the actual Arnold doll that you can buy. This gun is very light, and it's very deceiving when people pick it up. They think it's very heavy, they think it's metal. It's based on a 30 caliber design, but it is all ABS plastic, and it is very light. Very fast as far as an M14, probably getting 15 rounds a second. It is best when fired from hip mount. And the feed tube, which you can see right there on the side there, feeds the BBs flawless. The barrel goes right to the end, 509. The first day I got this in the mail, it was at work, and I actually opened it up in the server room and set it up, and they took some pictures of it with me holding it. I was in love as soon as I got it. I actually got a case for it. It was a Pelican case, and I actually got it so that it sits in there and fits. And when I'm getting ready for a game, I just hang it from the ceiling. As you can see, I use it for quite a bit of games, and I have a lot of fun with it. It's intimidating, even though it's just basically an M14. A lot of fun, and everybody enjoys it. Next up is a dual minigun. This looks more impressive and formidable than it is. It's basically two MP7 gearboxes with rotating barrels, and you have a trigger mechanism that fires both at the same time. It feeds from a large ammo box, which you see in the picture there, and the ammo box holds about 5,000 rounds, and it's hooked up with two 18-volt batteries, and they're actually drill batteries, which works out very well when it's running the guns. It powers the gun and the control unit, and it's not really that fast, but the intimidation factor of the two rotating barrels and the stuff coming through. There you can see the control panel. There I have it mounted in one of the towers, and when you're looking from down below, there's a close-up of the control mechanism. When you're looking out over the barrel, it's intimidating when someone's looking back at you and that thing's rotating. It's a very interesting weapon to see out there and being used. Next we have the FN30, which was basically a shell and a tripod that I bought off him. I put a P90 gearbox in it and a 509 barrel. Works like a champ. Use it like the T30. This is basically another MP7 build. They call it the 80 Mini. Original design was with a windable high-cap mag on the side. The only change I did on this was I added a box mag, auto feed box mag, and just changed it out for a LiPo battery instead of the NIM battery that he had in there. Gun works flawlessly, and it's a single hand or dual hand that you can use because it is really small and relatively light. It's a lot of fun to take out, but it's good for short distances and not a lot of range. Picture of the box mag, and the barrels do spin. Here's the completed unit with the box mag, which I can hang over my shoulder and run with. To the monster, the MG08 Custom build that he did for me. Woodstock. Tried to be true to the real steel version of it, and he did a fantastic job. This gun does fire. It's based on a 249 gearbox. Only holds about maybe 1,200 to 1,000 rounds. It is so nice of a gun. I really hesitate to take it out, and right now it is basically a wall hanger. I've found a spot for it on top of my gun cabinet. Next we have what I call the Microgun. This is that he left for it. He actually made a stand with it. It's basically an M4 with the batteries on one side and a 2500 round magazine on the other side. That barrel section does spin, but it's just a barrel in the middle. I've done some changes on it, removed the rotating barrel because it always had problems, and I put a solid barrel on it, and the gun shoots phenomenal. Last setup that I had for it was shooting over 400 with 2.0s. There's a solid barrel that I put on it with like a little grip. The gun is phenomenal as far as like a prop to use and somebody get like a futuristic weapon. He actually did engraving on the stand, which was incredible, and I keep it as a showpiece to bring out for people to use. The gun still fires too. He called the Itty Mini. It's a 30 caliber with a reduced scale, as you can see, compared to the Thompson there. He made bullets to run out of it for the look. That's where actually the feed comes out of the box bang. Very small gun, but very effective. Shoots about maybe 300 FPS with 2.0s. I have a lot of fun with it. Came with that stand, and I've made other stands for it to be used in the compound when we were doing stuff. It does have a paddle trigger. There's a stand I made for it to give it a little bit harder base. There's one of the guys using it in one of our stands. And this is the smaller stand that we put into one of the compound towers to use with it. Actually, it works out pretty good. It's just high enough so the gun can be used in there. This is a special request project. A drum mag for my MP40. This was a look at an actual real steel one, and he designed one for me. It's quite large. There he is working on it on his bench, and the finished product is right here, and you can see it's quite large, and it works like a champ. This is a monster. This is the T2MH Tannhauser Gate. He actually got a sticker and put on there and stuck it to the side of the gun. It has two lasers on the front that make a crosshairs when you're out on the dark. It's kind of hard to use in the daylight, and it has a 5,000 round drum mag. It was meant to be used as a like shoulder mount, but I actually mounted it in the tower, and it's very effective. Shoots about 370, and it's a version M14 gearbox, version 7 gearbox in there. Have it in the tower to cover the compound. And we've put it in various other buildings and even out into the woods to be able to be used. At close range it would hurt because it is shooting about 370. I've created some turret stands for it for multiple areas to be able to put on, and even a small portable bipod I created up thanks to Killbucket with designs. Mounted it on. Finally said, well, I don't like the way that looks, and I actually bought he made a stand for me, which then I mounted. I also upgraded it to use a LiPo battery from the NIM that it used, and there's the finished product. I think it works fantastic. Here's a front view of the gun. This is the 50 caliber. This is a long version that I have. Full length, made a stand for it, and this is based on a 249 gearbox. There's the finished product, the stand and everything on there. I painted the stand, got the wood for it, made it all up. This is basically a shell that Killbucket sent me, and I put the guts inside. Put another like a 650, I think it's a 650 barrel I put in this, along with the M249 gearbox. Here it is mounted in one of the towers that we have. Very formidable when you're looking at it and seeing that gun barrel stick out. Fear factor, I would say. What the fuck was that?